Today I'll be checking out a video by Steph. It's the first video that I check out from his channel. She's an American living in Germany and she decided to make this video 6 years later. 6 years in Germany, she decided to talk about the German culture shocks that now feel normal to her. That's pretty interesting. Most of the times these culture shock videos are like, I just moved here from America 6 months ago, 3 months ago, and these are the things that blew my mind. But this one is a little bit different, right? 6 years later, so she's basically German by now. Let's check out the video. This is gonna be very interesting. Let's go.
What do you mean the grocery stores here aren't open on Sunday?
Huh?
Hi, my name is Steph, and I'm an American that's been living in Berlin, Germany for the last 6.5 years. In this video, I'm gonna talk about some of the culture shocks that I first experienced when I moved here, and how they are no longer shocking to me. If you've just moved here, or maybe you're thinking of moving here from the US, you might want to watch this video just in case there are no surprises, or maybe fewer surprises. I'm just trying to manage expectations. Okay, let's start. So as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, grocery stores here
I'm really curious to see if any of these culture shocks will shock an Italian. Me being Italian, most of the times watching these videos about different European countries, there's a bigger difference between any European country to the US rather than any European country with another European country. Come on, we are part of the same union, so at the end of the day, it's pretty similar. Travel, it's easier, so I don't know. I really hope I will be surprised anyway.
Are closed on Sundays, and this was a huge shock.
I feel like, yeah, maybe she came to Germany 6 years ago. So 6 years ago, that was 2019. I would say that 2019. No, wait. I would say 2015 here in Italy, most of the grocery stores were closed on Sundays. But as the year, right now I feel like there are more and more grocery stores open on Sundays, for sure. Some of them always stay closed, like Penny Market. Most of the times it's only open in the morning, but in the afternoon they close. Some of them. Even Lidl now has it closes like at 12 and reopen at 3 p.m. on Sunday. And many of the other grocery stores, they're closed. But like the biggest ones, like the malls or whatever, those ones are always open.
To me. Typically in the US, I would go grocery
Is it different in Germany, or is it the same situation as Italy?
shopping on Sundays. I didn't really have time on Mondays after work. I was tired. So Sunday was pretty much my grocery shopping day. So the first Sunday that I was here, I thought, oh, I'm just gonna go buy my groceries. When I saw that the stores here were closed, I was appalled. I was like, I'm gonna starve in the next 24 hours. What do I do? Then I realized, oh, I guess I'll be fine. It's one day. You gotta chill out. I believe that everything is closed on Sundays due to religious reasons. However, I think it's also in the Constitution that stores have to be closed on Sunday because everyone needs a day of rest, and Germans take their rest very seriously. Now that I've been here for so long, I actually kind of appreciate having this day of rest. It's a nice reminder that you don't have to be doing something all the time. Here in Germany, that's kind of what Sundays are for. Now I kind of embrace it and appreciate it, and I have now learned to plan better for my grocery shopping schedule. Let's move on to the next one. The next one also has
I don't know. It feels too generalistic, right? I haven't been to Germany yet, but I can't imagine that really everything is gonna be closed on Sundays. I will expect like smaller cities. It depends. Like the pharmacy, of course, is gonna be closed. There's still gonna be some of them that have to be open in case of an emergency or something like that. Maybe I don't know, many places I'm sure they will be closed, but there will still be some clothes open for sure, for sure. I think when I was growing up here in Italy, it wasn't as now. It wasn't the same. Most of the shops they were just closed on Sunday, and that's it. They wouldn't give a fuck. They would just close it every Sunday. But now I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's because of inflation. Maybe people needs more money, so they start to open much more during Sundays. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know how true this culture shocks is. This culture shock. Oh my god, I cannot speak today. Whatever. Okay, let me know how true do you think this is.
To do with German grocery stores and just shopping and consumption in general. In Germany, they don't have bulk stores. No Costco, no BJ's Wholesale Club.
I mean, to me, I've watched because I also have another channel where I react to the USA. And to me, the whole Costco thing sounds like a scam. I mean, why do you have to? If anyone is not familiar with that, many people explain it to me properly. And they said you have to pay like a yearly membership of like $80 to $85 a month. I mean, come on, you have to pay to get a discount. That sounds like a scam. Why do you have to pay to get a discount? I mean, to me, that's highly controversial. I don't know. Yeah, I never buy bulk. The only thing I used to buy bulk was the coffee because it got so expensive. Now I revert to the mocha coffee. It's so much cheaper. Before I used to spend like €30 a month for coffee. Now with the mocha I spend, I don't know, €4-5 tops. Come on.
They don't have any of that here. At first, I was like, oh, I mean, it would be nice to buy a year's worth of toilet paper, but I guess it doesn't.
What the? Bro, what are you, French during COVID? Are you kidding me? A year worth of toilet paper. Oh my god. What the hell?
Really makes sense. After living outside of the
Wow.
US for so long, I've kind of realized that we do have the
Nobody does
tendency
that.
to overconsume and buy too much, especially when it comes to bulk items. But here, there's not really that possibility. Germans are really conscious about how they consume, and they don't like to buy anything if it's not necessary, which is something I really appreciate and have kind of tried to adapt more into my lifestyle as well. A culture shock that I appreciate more and more as time goes on. Just buy what you need. This next one is something that you will absolutely experience if you move to Germany, and I think it might frustrate you a little bit in the beginning. German bureaucracy. Everyone's favorite subject here, right? The German bureaucracy here is no joke. I was so frustrated at first, and I really didn't understand, why is it like this? Why must it be XYZ? It's just a lot of pressure. Now, after being here for so long, I've come to accept that that's just how it is here. If you wanna stay here long term and try to integrate, then you just have to deal with it. Sometimes I still get frustrated by it, but I also know that these systems are in place
But I want to know some examples.
for a reason. That's just how this country works, and you kind of have to accept it. Germans just get stuff done that way. If it's with lots of paperwork that's printed out, fine. They
Oh, okay, so it's basically the same as Italy for
are
sure.
slowly moving towards digitization, which I'm very happy about, but you know, these things take time. So you really have to be patient when you are encountering German bureaucracy. And honestly, just laugh about it, because that's all you can do sometimes. Speaking of
Okay, to me that's not really a shock because even here in Italy, bureaucracy is crazy, like next level. Like right now on YouTube, I'm spending extra money of taxes because I need a document to present to add to the Google company that I live in Italy and I have a certificate. I need a certificate of taxpayer, and I tried to search online, and you cannot find that. You have to go to a specific building in my city, and I have to request it, and then they're gonna send it to me. No, I have to go and pick it up after a while. I don't know how long. So yeah, I know a thing or two about bureaucracy. I mean, come on. I would expect like, I need that document. I send an email and I receive it, or my accountant will provide it for me. No. You have to get your ass up, go there, wait, queue up, and then at a certain point, you will get it. That's how it is, unfortunately. What can you do? Other countries, I've heard Switzerland is pretty good. You just send an email and they provide it for you. I mean, every country has its own way. Whatever, come on.
Of bureaucratic paperwork. What do you do when you have a lot of paper and you need to throw it out? You don't just throw it in with the rest of your trash. This is the next culture shock that I had when I first moved to Germany. Separating your trash.
Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I think many countries don't have that. Many countries don't really have that. It's mostly like in Europe, I think, that we have the recycling and everything. And I really appreciate that. I love to recycle.
Trash. There is such a system for it, let me tell you. You can't just put everything in one container. No, absolutely not. You have to put the plastic separate from the paper, separate from the glass, separate from the organic waste or Biomüll. This was such an adjustment for me. In the US, we also have garbage disposals where you can just toss in food scraps.
Oh, that's so scary. Oh my God. When I was a kid, I was so fucking scared of those. Like, I was always afraid to put my hand inside the sink and then it will get shredded. Luckily, we don't have that in Europe.
And turn on a switch and it grinds everything up. But having a garbage disposal in Germany is actually illegal. I mean, it makes sense. Like, it could be really dangerous for little kids who accidentally stick their hands in there, or adults for that matter. So I kind of get why they don't have it here. But anyway, back to sorting the garbage. Within most, or I would say all apartment buildings, they have separate bins for all the things. So there's one for general waste, there's ones for organic waste, plastic, and you also have to make sure that even after you separate your glass, you have to separate the glass colors. There are often on the streets these
This is new. We don't have that.
glass containers where you can toss glass that is no longer needed, but you have to separate it by color. There's white glass, green glass.
Okay, this one we don't have it. This is not glass actually. It looks like plastic, not glass, right? This is plastic. Confused.
And brown glass. Also, if you don't sort your trash correctly in your building, you could get a fine. Make sure that you definitely separate your trash in the right.
That's very interesting. We are still not there. Actually, last year we changed the recycling rules, at least in my city, and now we're allowed to throw like the aluminium and like the cans, like Coke cans or beer cans. We can throw them in the plastic right now, but before we were supposed to throw them into the glass. I mean, it's always changing. This is pretty cool. And we don't really have in Italy that much. I mean, we all have it for our habitation where we live, the whole separating stuff, and then you just put it outside your house and they can pick it up. But we don't really have it on the road, and I feel like it's something that must be implemented. In bigger cities, there are, but we don't really have many containers for like everyone, and that's a really big issue. So I really hope they will change that.
Right way. Another culture shock that I experienced when I first moved here is now something that I love dearly, and that's Sprudelwasser, or
That's sparkling
water. When I first moved here, I did not like sparkling water at all. It always tasted kind of funny to me. And I was all about that American still.
I mean, I'm always drinking still water. Like you can see right here, it's I mean, it looks sparkling, but it's still water because I take it from the sink and whatever. But sparkling water is always my first choice whenever I'm traveling or whenever I'm feeling thirsty and I stop maybe in the supermarket to buy it. I mean, it costs the same as the still water, and I feel like, why should I pay for water? So let's just get something else. It will give me the illusion of being soda or whatever. So it's always my first choice when I have to buy, but I never buy to drink it at home. I always prefer still water, but yeah, I really like sparkling water as well.
Still ice water. You know what I'm saying? Here, it's not a thing. You can go into a cafe here and sometimes, or I would say most of the times, at least in Berlin, they have tap water. The default that Germans typically ask for is sparkling water. I even found out that Germans also start drinking water that's sparkling as babies or kids. Not necessarily that they drink it out of a bottle like this, but a lot of people have carbonators in their homes so that they can add carbonation to tap water. Some people told me that they never knew a time where they only drank still water. It was always sparkling, which is so crazy to me. In the US, sparkling water is kind of looked at as something fancy. Like you'd get it if you go out to a nice dinner. But no, here it is the default.
Dinner? Who the fuck goes to a fancy dinner place and orders sparkling water? It's so weird, right? I don't know. Wow. I mean, when I go to dinner, either I order beer or red wine. Not a fan of white wine.
As I said initially, I didn't really like the sparkling water, but now I love it. Like, this is
water.
what I would go for first over still water. I have to say, most of my American friends here haven't adjusted to it, or they just still prefer still water over sparkling water, but not me. I'm a full Sprudelwasser girly. You're not supposed to cheers with water, are you? While we're on the topic of German obsessions, let's move on to the next culture shock. Spargel season. You might not know what I'm talking about. Germans are obsessed with Spargel, aka white asparagus. You bring up Spargel to a German and they start waxing poetic about it. Like, it is the most amazing thing in the world. Honestly, I don't get it. I've tried it before. I think it's fine, but they will talk to you about...
I never tried them. I've tried the... I tried the actual asparagus, the normal one. I'm okay with it. It's just something that, I don't know, because I'm not like a really great cook, so most of the times I just cook what I'm good at cooking, so but yeah, asparagus I'm fine, especially the risotto with asparagus is, oh my god, it's amazing. When you make that one, oh my god, it tastes so good. White asparagus, is it the one that you get like in the can and they put like some how to call it? Yeah, they make it like sweet and sour or something like that, no?
How it's grown and how it's so incredible and the process of it, and it's like this miracle vegetable from the ground. I don't really know. I'm still like trying to understand it, but to each their own. Maybe I haven't tried the right white asparagus dish. So if anyone knows any places in Berlin that I can try Spargel during Spargel season, please let me know, because I am willing to be proven wrong that Spargel is actually better than green asparagus. Up till now, I still prefer the green. Speaking of being green, what a terrible transition. Everyone here bikes. This is gonna sound very ignorant of me, but I didn't spend that much time in Europe before moving here. And I always thought that the place to bike was the Netherlands. Everyone in Berlin also have bikes. I guess that's something that I didn't really realize when I first moved here. People here love to bike. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if this is not exactly a thing in other cities. I can imagine in smaller towns or cities that maybe it's not as popular, but here, like, it's definitely a thing. It's life-changing. Not only is it more eco-friendly, but I just prefer being on my bike so much more than being in the Uber.
Why is it like that in Berlin? Is it like the Netherlands that the city is very flat, so it makes it easier to bike? I used to bike a lot when I was a kid, but then I live by the mountains. I mean, every time I have to bike anywhere, it's always like that, then like this, like that, like this. Oh my god, it's so tiring. Yeah, so right now I just prefer to walk. walk, and then when I have to, I would drive.
On. It's more comfortable. I get fresh air. It's faster to get from point A to point B. It's just a nicer feeling, you know? Now it's something that I just absolutely love and totally embrace as part of my lifestyle. And finally, moving on to the last culture shock, which is still kind of a shock to me. When people move to a new apartment here, they sometimes have to build their own kitchen.
Oh my god, they always say that. They always say that. Oh my god. It's like every video that I check out of the German culture shocks, they always say that. I feel like it's super normal anywhere in Europe to have your own furniture that you just move it whenever you need to. I mean, right? I don't know. I don't know why is this so unbelievable.
And if they are not building a brand new kitchen, they can take their old kitchen from their previous apartment and reinstall it into their new
It's not
flat.
that crazy.
When I moved into my current apartment, I had to build my whole kitchen by myself, or I paid someone from IKEA to do it because I don't do that. In a way, it's kind of nice because I could design it how I wanted to, but then the thought of if I ever have to move again, I don't know if I would move this kitchen with me. You know, what if the
just pay someone to transport it and place it in your new house, like everyone else pretty much does, no?
measurements of the next place are not the same. It's kind of crazy to me to think that people just kind of cut their kitchen from their current place and then paste it into their new place. It's a lot of effort, and
I don't
it
think
also
that's
seems
how it
like, I don't know, would you save that much money? Who knows? Who am I to judge? Like, this is just how it is here. Moving to Germany came with a lot of culture shocks initially, but honestly, I've learned to love it. There's definitely still things that frustrate me, but in the end, it's just
That's
something
normal.
that I have to accept and embrace, especially if I want to stay here. And I also think that no place is perfect. Even in the US, there are things about it that I didn't really like, and I'm sure that there are plenty of Germans that live here that don't like how things are here as well, right? So I'm not trying to come on here and be like, oh, I'm not from here, I'm just gonna complain about everything. No, that's not the case. I mean, we all like things and dislike things for our own reasons. And I think even if you're from here, there's probably things that you find frustrating as well. So just keep that in mind. If you're thinking of moving here or to any other place for that matter, learn to embrace things differently than you might normally do so in your home country. Once you learn to accept it, life will be so much easier, and you might even learn to enjoy lots of different parts of it. If you want me to talk about any other culture shocks, because trust me, there are definitely more that I didn't include in this video, or if you want to know anything else about living in Germany and or moving here.
Yes, I do.
I've been here for a while, as I've said, and I'm sure I can share some more information with you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!
It was really cool. It was really cool, this video. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, definitely we need to check out more videos about Germany and see a foreigner eyes to the video. Yeah, this was really interesting. Now I want to know from you, what do you think about these supposed culture shocks that were discussed in the video? Which one do you agree with, and which one do you think it's, I don't know, people should just deal with it and it's the best thing in the world? So let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and yeah, take care. See ya. Choose, not shoot. Ciao.